Happy New Year's Eve. So obviously we can't begin our class without first having a quick reflection on our year. But really, I'd like to thank everyone for taking these classes with me all year. It's been a lot of growth. We started on Zoom, we started with different classes, little 15-minute things. And here we are, and we've got, regular classes, and we've explored different ideas, different implements. It's been a lot of fun to do this for me, to try and find new creative ways to be able to do what I love to do virtually from home safely. So thank you everyone for your support. Thank you everybody for being here, being a reason for me to do all of this. I've really grown a lot this year, and I have every one of you to thank for that. So, gratitude again, kind of like we've been doing the past week or two. I think that's been on my mind a lot as we kind of reflect, even though, it's just another day at the end of the day. So, kettlebell flow. We're going to do a little celebratory flow with some popping and movement, thinking about, being a human firework in our movements today. But we're going to start, to make sure we warm up our shoulders well, with a manual hand massage. So you want to start on your own hand. You can just use your other thumb into that kind of long thumb muscle here, this call it like an oyster. So we're going to work that. Oh, like I have a rainbow on my face. That's nice. So we're going to work that up and down. Start to go with the grain of the muscle first. And you can also go against. Make sure you're relaxing your thumb and not holding your hand tense while you're massaging it as well. Let it go. All right, we got to relax it. And if you find any sore areas on your thumb, pin it down and then wiggle that thumb around while you hold down that sore spot and see if that helps to work it out as well. We're going to work ourselves to the knuckles. See if you can get good play and movement to get your knuckles to kind of swirl and roll like a wave. And then we're going to do our fingers one at a time, pulling like we're trying to pull the meat off the bone. Each one gets its own little massage. Pull that muscle tissue fascia all the way through to the end. And we're just giving ourselves a little loosening up at the end of that arm rope. Let's go into the other thumb. Now, if you're like me or most people, you started your massage using your dominant hand. So now that you're massaging your dominant hand, you're realizing, wow, this thumb muscle is way more sore than the other side. So just something to think about when we're doing some practices that maybe you can do with your other thumb. I'm talking about sweeping, mopping, anything repetitive where you're squeezing. See if you can switch it up and do the other side as well. Challenge yourself to brush your teeth with your other hand. Again, you can pin down a spot and move that thumb around, releasing. Just letting that sore, knotty bit calm down. And moving into the knuckles. Again, trying to make a wave in that first knuckle, just freeing up the bones of the hand. And we're going to do our meat off the bone, cleaning off those finger bones, pulling that fascia. Maybe we're expressing some pressure out of our knuckles and they're popping. A little bit of depressurization, which is actually nice. It's going to stimulate a muscle relaxation response once we get that pressure release. All right, finishing our thumbs, and then just give your hands a nice kind of frictiony skin burn pull on the tops of the backs of the hands. A little bit painful, but we're trying to just warm it up and get that fascia super fluid. And let's take it down now to the floor to warm up the wrists. So thumbs, you're gonna bring them so you got those thumbs facing each other. Spread all the fingers nice and wide. Notice how pink and alive your hands look after this massage. You got that blood flow going, and then we're going to gently rock forward and back. Gentle kneeling, I want to see if I can get the weight into my first knuckles, on the bridge of my palm, into my fingertips, and through the entire hand. So I'm trying to get myself into the habit of putting my weight down to the center of my hand and not feeling it in my heel of my palm. Let's take that now into a big circle and feel that weight shift from the edges to the fingertips and around. Nice relaxing breath with this. Take off my glasses. Slow down your circle and change directions. Nice, smooth, no pain, just feeling the edges of our mobility there. And then let's take our hands, you're going to turn the fingers back towards the knees, thumbs facing out. A little more gentle with your rocking when you start. This is, once we go past this straight overhead, you are getting into a deeper stretch than we were just doing, facing out. So just be mindful the demands of this stretch are a little more, so we don't expect as much ranges of motion as our first stretch. Feel that weight distribution into the whole hand, and let's take circles around. And slow your circle, change direction. And let's bring it in to neutral. Let's gather ourselves into a kneeling position. Hands are going to go down on the floor in front of the knees. We're going to take 5 big breaths with our cat-cow from this kneeling. The kneeling position in our cat-cow is going to isolate just the thoracic spine. We've talked about this before, but anytime you bring those knees up into your chest and flex your hip, it's going to lock out that lumbar spine and really minimize the flexion and extension possible. So we really get to just feel through our T-spine. Let's take 2 more deep breaths in, stretch, and exhale. And now to integrate our whole spine, we're going to take it up into quadruped. And again, inhale, cat, exhale, cow. And now that we've opened up those hips a little bit, we can get hip movement, lumbar movement, the whole spine is more integrated. This is especially useful if you found that your low back has been bothering you or you've tweaked it and it's sensitive. You can always take your cat-cow to a kneeling, so you can take the lumbar spine out of the equation, the low back out of the equation, and just focus on the upper spine. Now that we've done our cat-cow, let's take it down to the ground for our scorpion roll. So we're going to do a minute back and forth, kicking those legs up and over. You're going to keep the shoulders down on the ground and gently roll back. Try to sequence foot, knee, hip as separated actions in this roll. So although they might look fluid and happening together, the sequence is always coming down, hip, knee, and then foot, and then when we're going up, foot, knee, and then hip. Taking it slower can help you make this more exact. And then as you're more comfortable with the sequencing and it becomes more natural, you can flow through this movement. like to inhale, reach my leg, exhale, bring my leg in. And now, give yourself a little more room. We're gonna take this scorpion roll into a full body roll. So, make sure our hands are on the ground. We're gonna kick up that foot up and over, and then let's keep pushing our shoulder over until I roll all the way over. So my chest is now up. I'm gonna come back down, dive down, hands down to the ground, and now roll the other way. Foot comes up and over, and my body opens up. I open up, try to get my foot on the ground. I'm just taking that roll all the way over. Let's do one more each side. And let's push ourselves back and come to the middle of our mat to start some shin box. So I like to sit my butt on the back edge of my mat, line up my feet on the front edge, create my 90-90 from there. We're gonna start just 8 back and forth with heels down, butt on the back edge, working back and forth. Squeeze your glute, turn, push your knees into the ground. Boom. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And now we're going to take it, planting our hand behind, lifting up our hips and reaching for another 8. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And our last set of 8, we're going to take it up, kneeling, and bring that leg forward, half kneeling, and then we're going to sweep back, slowly sit to the ground, and the other side. Kneeling, half kneeling, and back. So number 3 with 5 to go. Sit slow, don't plop to the floor. And halfway, last 4. We're gonna come back nice and slow. Two more, one each side. Sit slow. And last one. And sitting slow. Excellent. We're gonna bring in our first kind of warm-up superset, bring in our kettlebells. For our first 2 rounds of this circuit, we're not going to use our kettlebell for the first exercise. For the second 2 rounds, we are going to use our kettlebell. So, first move we're going to be doing is beast, so quadruped position, hands and knees, lifting up those toes. We're going to take it under switch, kicking one leg underneath the body, bringing over the hand, pop those hips up as high as you can, and you're gonna reach up and over like you're reaching to the hand on the ground. So your bicep is gonna be on your ear, and then that top hand's gonna swing down, so you're reaching and looking at your bottom hand. You can see that your shoulder is gonna be over the center of the hand, knees, let's see, am I in the right place? You want those knees right over your heels. And then we'll bring the hand back, drop the hips, And then that leg that we brought under is gonna go back under again, return to beast. And then the other side, leg goes under, plant the feet, pop the hips high as you can, reach up and over towards that bottom hand, bringing it down nice and slow, and repeat. We're gonna do that for 30 seconds. Then we're gonna pop up, your choice. You can either do a kettlebell swing with both hands if you've got a heavier bell you wanna use. If you've got a hankering for doing a single swing, go for it. We're gonna do 30 seconds of our kettlebell swing. And then last thing we're gonna do, coming down to the ground, we're going to hold our kettlebell up over our shoulders, and we're gonna do 30 seconds of our dead bug. You can either do one leg at a time. For your dead bug, we wanna keep that back flat on the floor, feel the core. You can do both legs. You can do one leg and the arms. The both legs is going to be the most difficult. Single leg with no arms is going to be the least difficult. And then the arms and the single leg will be somewhere in the middle. So, choose your difficulty. I'll switch it up which ones I do through the round. For starters, we're gonna do our 30 seconds of that beast under switch. So everything for time, 30, 30, 30. We're just gonna work, work, work. And then we're going to rest, rest, rest. So, let's get it started. Beast position, lift the knees, kick the leg under the body, and reach up and over. Bring the leg back under, return to beast, and the other side. Pop the hips and reach. Halfway, 15 seconds. And last one. Now let's come up, grab that kettlebell, and we're going to swing 30 seconds. Single or double. Keep your chest up, push through your heels, snap your hips with a crisp action. Crisp, snap. You got last 8 seconds, and then we're gonna come down with our kettlebell. 4, 3, 2, and down to the ground. Let's grab that bell up and over. I'm gonna start with one leg at a time, keeping my bell still. If I find I can take a little bit more, let's reach over with that bell. And if I'm ready for the third level, let's extend both legs. And resting. Very nice. Let's take 30 seconds off. So we're gonna do another round with that under switch with no weight. And then the next 2 rounds, we're gonna do it with our weight if you want to, and I'll show you how. Starting again with that under switch. All right. Into beast position and begin. Under switch, reach up and over, and return. Other side, squeeze those glutes as you reach. Big inhale when I reach up and over. Last 10 seconds. And 3, 2. Let's come on up, get those bells, and swing. Crisp hip action, chest up, feet as close together as you can do. Last 10 seconds. And 3, 2, come on down with your bell. And dead bug. One foot at a time, or you can do both, the leg and the arm. Let's try both legs. And resting. Now for this last 2 rounds with our underswitch reach, have your bell close by. When we kick the leg under, hook that kettlebell and pull it up to your shoulder. When you roll over, let it roll over onto the top of the shoulder. And then when we press up with our hips, I'm gonna press up with this kettlebell. Boom. Bring the kettlebell down. It's gonna go down to the ground as I turn. So it's rolling over my shoulder down to the floor. It's actually gonna pull me into that turn. So extra core strength. Hand comes down, switch sides. And pop. So same thing, 30, 30, 30, 2 rounds. And begin, kick the leg under, hook the kettlebell, pull to the shoulder, let it roll over, pop the hips and the kettlebell. And kettlebell back down. Switching sides, hook the kettlebell, foot goes under, and return. 10 seconds. And let's come up, kettlebell swings. Last 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and bring it down, dead bug. Keep that back tight to the mat. And resting. 30 seconds, we got one last round, and then we have our 2 fun flows today. Halfway through your rest. Whatever. Tucking your pants isn't that dorky. All right. Down to the ground, load up your beats, and under switch, press with our weight. Leg goes under, pull that kettlebell up to the shoulder, roll it over, and press. Halfway, 15 seconds. And let's bring it up, kettlebell swings. Last 15 seconds of swings. Woo! And let's bring it down, dead bug. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bring that knee in. Tight core, don't lose the floor. And resting. All right, so for our flows today. Like I said, a little bit of a pop explosiveness to them. We're gonna be doing that beast, under switch side to side. We don't have to press on this one. If you wanna add a press, add a press. But basically, we're just gonna focus on getting the under switch, roll it over, come back, under switch, roll it over. So the kettlebell is gonna go on the shoulder without the press. Then we're gonna go legs together, set up for our deadlift. You're gonna deadlift it once, then on the second one, when you pull it up to deadlift, you're gonna pull it a little harder, a little more kettlebell swing to catch, goblet style, and then we're going to squat, jump. So then it's gonna go back to the ground, hands to the ground, feet hop back, switch, and switch. Coming up, deadlift setup, deadlift, and hike it up, and jump, and repeat again. So just like we usually do, I'm gonna call it out, we'll move a little slower. We're gonna do 3 rounds of 60 seconds, the typical, 1 minute. Start with that kettlebell on the ground, and we're going to begin in our beast position. Come on down to the mat, and 3, 2, 1, we're gonna go under switch, and return to beast, under switch, return to beast, hop forward, deadlift setup, 1 deadlift, and hike it up, goblet squat, jump, down to the ground, and return to beast. Under switch, hop those legs forward, set up in your deadlift, 1 deadlift, hike, jump, down to the ground, last 20 seconds. Under switch, return to beast, under switch, return to beast, hop forward, deadlift setup, 1 deadlift, hike it up, squat, jump, down to the ground. You got 3, 2, 1, rest. Hopefully, fun. Second one, I'm just gonna call out the first 30 seconds, flow on your own, go at your own pace. Last one, we're just gonna jam out. Just like we do. Always drink water, kiddos. All right, let's get ready. Beast position. And begin. Under switch, return to beast. Under switch, return to beast. Deadlift setup, 1 deadlift, hike it up, squat, jump, return to the floor. Under switch, return to beast. Under switch, return to beast. Deadlift setup, and hike, squat, jump, flow on your own. And 5, 4, rest. All right, 1 more round of this flow. Gonna do it on your own. I'll call out 1 set. Halfway there. Let's get ready. On your mats, beast position. Last one. Here we go. Down to the floor. Under switch, return to beast. Under switch, return to beast. deadlift, and squat jump. Let's flow. You got 25 seconds. Here we go, final 15, push. Give me a big jump. Big jump. All right. Well done. Take a minute. Me too. So we got another flow, a little bit different. We're going to take it sideways. We've got ourselves also a pivot. So, lateral lunge and clean here, and then we're going to clean it up. We're going to thruster, rotate, but as I rotate, I'm going to pivot this back leg all the way around, turn around. Whoop, I did a 180. Bring it down to the shoulder, swing, switch, up to the shoulder. Now we're going to go down, lateral lunge the other side. Lateral, clean, squat. Here comes our rotational thruster, and I'm going to pivot again. Boom. Turned around, and then swing to switch. All right, so we're gonna be flipping and moving, and so ideally a little more space than like a cube, somewhere where you can be here and also here, because we're gonna do that flip. So if you're in a hallway, it's a bad place to be. Let's start racked up. Front rack, we're going to be taking it down to that lateral lunge. So let's all flow together. I'm going to explain as we go. Starting with lateral lunge and cleaning it back up. So down to the floor, lunge out, clean, squat, rotational thruster, pivot. Bring that kettlebell down, swing, switch hands, clean it up to the opposite shoulder. Now we're going to step, lunge, lateral clean, squat. Here we go, rotational, pivot. And bring it down, swing, switch, swing, clean. I'm just going to turn so I don't keep going in that direction. I want to make sure I come back the other way. Squat, rotational thruster, bring it back down, swing, switch. Clean it up to the shoulder, lateral lunge, clean, squat, here we go, pivot and thrust. Down, swing, switch, and here we go, 5 seconds, lunge, clean, thrust, and pivot. Seems complicated, but hopefully once we're kind of going on that last round, it'll feel fun where you're like, woo, walking around. Walking right into 2021. Rest, 30 seconds, second round. Just gonna explain the first 30 seconds and then start to feel it and groove it on your own. And then we got one last round, all for you. Just flow, 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 and then cooling it off. And we're gonna be ending our last class of the year. Of the first year of Molly McMahon virtual training. Didn't exist in 2019, I do have to say that. All right, so let's get ready. We're gonna do it, starting up on that shoulder. Ready to lateral lunge. Remember, I'm only doing the first 30 seconds, so try to feel it in these first 30 seconds. Let's go, lateral lunge, clean, squat, rotational with your pivot. Bring it down, swing, and switch. Clean it up to the shoulder, lateral lunge, clean, squat, thrust, pivot, swing, switch. And I'm just gonna turn around again so I don't go one direction. Lateral lunge, clean, squat, pivot. Bring it down. Flow on your own. I just like turning around in my rotational. It makes it so fun. Swing to switch. One more. All right. 30 seconds. Next one's all on you. I suppose also, if you want to turn around, you can also just not switch and do a repeat. That'll flip you back. Right? Yeah, then you'll do it, and then you. Okay, so if you get to the end of your space, don't swing to switch. See, this is, why didn't I think of this beforehand? Do double, you'll come back. Last one. Here we go. This is it. Everybody take a moment. This is our last kettlebell flow of 2020. It's about to happen. Let's make it a good one. Let's begin. Lateral, lunge, clean, squat, and turn. It worked! I did a double and I turned around flawlessly. Try it out. So now I'm going to do a double. I'm not going to switch. Just swing, clean, lunge, squat. I turned around. Switch. Savor the moment. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year. Cool. Well, that means it's time to cool down. Let's come up to our, kind of do want that. Let's come up to the center of that mat. Nice wide stance. Shimmy out those hips. Give them a big juicy circle. Both directions. Can you isolate just the hips without the rib cage? Can you do the hips and the rib cage? Enough silliness. Let's stretch. Bring it down to one of your legs. Just relax the back. Stretch that hamstring. Let your head wobble. Take your inside arm, rest it on that knee, open up. So we've got this nice, beautiful triangle. And then reach that arm forward. Relax down, let's come to center. Wiggle the shoulders and walk over to the other side. Relax the head, stretch the hamstring, nice straight legs. Take that outside arm down onto the knee and open up towards the ceiling. And reach forward. And bring it down back to the middle. Plant your hands, drop your butt, nice wide squat. Open up with those elbows, push those knees out. Back nice and upright. And shift side to side. Plant the hands, raise those hips, walk the feet together, and we're going to take it back into a downward dog. Walk out those hamstrings. And let's send one leg up, three-legged dog. Bring it forward, low lunge. Open up in our GSA. Bring that hand back down. Let's send that leg up and back, three-legged dog. Now open it up. Wild thing. And bring it back down, return to downward dog. Okay. That was very hypey music for a downward dog, wasn't it? Downward dog. Sorry to leave you hanging. Let's take the other side. Three-legged dog. Bring it forward into low lunge. Open up in that rotation, GSA. Hand back down. Send it back. Three-legged dog. Open up into your wild thing. And bring it back down. Downward dog. Walk those feet up towards the hands. And drop your butt. And roll back onto your back. Knees hug into your chest. Let the spine align. Release one leg. You're gonna hug under that leg. And pull it over as you exhale. Woo! If you want to extend that leg to increase your stretch, you can do that. And bring that knee up to your shoulder before you roll back over. Both knees in together and release the other side. Hook under the leg and pull it over. Pull that knee up to your hip and roll back. Both knees into your chest. We're going to push the ground down, lift up our hips, and try to get our hips up over our head for a plow pose. So rocking like this until we can get our butt up securely. Extend the legs nice and straight, toes on the ground. You want to hold your lower back. Nice deep breath. And let's slowly roll our spine back down. Roll yourself up to a seated position. Thank you for taking care of yourself today. Give yourself a pat on the back. Self-care is radical. Thank you for doing it with me. Let's see, we've definitely done maybe 60 hours this year at least. Probably close to 100. I'm not even thinking of the Zoom classes. So if you took even half of my classes, you did 50 hours of self-care this year, and that is something to be proud of. So let's focus on the good, reel it in, and it's there if you look for it. So we'll look for it this year.